Pripyat was once a model city in the Soviet government and was built in 1970 for the workers of the nuclear power plants. Situated just 3 kilometers away, the average age of the city inhabited was at the time of the incident only 25 years. Pripyat had all the luxuries of a modern city: a railway station, port, hospital, and a fairground. During the evacuation, women and children were collected first, but there was a serious lack of buses in the part of the Soviet Union. The buses thus had to come from other part of the country to evacuate all 50,000 inhabitants of Pripyat. The queue for the buses was 25 kilometers long, which means that when the first bus was leaving Pripyat, the last bus couldn't even see the power plant chimney. In less than 3 hours, the city was empty and it will remain empty forever. During the evacuation, the people of Pripyat were not allowed to take pets or cattle with them due to the fact that this animal would have been contaminated with the radioactive dust, carrying it in their fur and from grazing on the land. Special forest terms were set up and to hunt and kill all wild animals in the exclusion zone. On May 5, 1986, the evacuation of people living in the exclusion zone, 30-kilometer radius around the Chernobyl, took place today, where the zone is forbidden for people to enter, with the exception of the ex-resident visiting cemeteries or those with a permit. Around 150 people, mostly pensioners, live in this exclusion zone and all are living here at their own risk. Apart from these inhabitants, there are also around 3,000 workers who are under a special regime and take care of the Chernobyl zone itself. Pripyat is now a city of ghosts, and despite being empty, it has its own grace and atmosphere. Pripyat did not end up like a nearby village which were buried under the ground by bulldozer. The villagers are only commemorated by boards on the road with their names and village map. Pripyat, as well the whole 30-kilometer restricted zone is guarded by the police and army. Despite this non-stop duty, it did not prevent robbery and plunder, mostly in 1991 after the Soviet Union dissolution. When the Chernobyl zone was unwatched, the whole city of the Pripyat is plundered and there isn't a single flat that has not been visited by the thieves, taking away all the precious items to be found. A military factory named Jupiter had been operating in the city until 1977. Today, it is even more plundered and destroyed than the majority of the flats or schools in the city.